and I will read another text to you that I call Insanity. Perhaps I should have written a poem about insanity instead of this text. That would have made it easier for me to hide and for you to perhaps see, but not see. I would have made it easier for me to hide from expressing something that I'm used to people not wanting to hear or see. Here I choose not to hide and not to make it easier for you or me. You still have a choice if you want to read this or not. I do not have a choice whether to live with this or not. What is insanity? When your mind breaks, shatters, cannot bear reality any longer, who goes insane? The weak, the strong, the ones with certain genes, certain predispositions? I don't know. Does anyone know? Countless other times I wished I could go insane. I know there have been times in my life that others have been certain I have been. That is how hard I tried. A part of me is insane. A part of me dances with glossy eyes, not seeing what other people see. She picks flowers, sings to the dead, and do not speak to the living. But that is not who anyone meets when they meet me. In totality, I'm not insane. I have tried everything I can think of to drive myself insane. Not now, not anymore. But when I was younger, I still recognize that desire. It's just that nowadays I know I cannot do it. But I do have a leg in the world of insanity, because among us, in the midst of normality, everyday stuff, to-do lists, commuting, brushing our teeth, grocery shopping, gassing up the car, lives insanity. The insane world goes on as a parallel world to our everyday world. It is just that most of you do not recognize it. Therefore, you do not see it. This insane world has nothing to do with broken minds, more with broken hearts, broken ethics and morals, and a broken regard for humanity. And money. When there is customers, there will be suppliers. I know it is there, and I see and I sense it passing by me, touching me. For everyone who tells me that I need to put my past into the past, I get it. My past is a past story. But the insanity still goes on, around us all the time, without a pause. And its driving forces are power, greed, and entitlement on one side, and a wish to not know on the other. So I stay seeing. There is nothing I can see, I think, that will shock me. I have seen the deepest depth of something I do not even want to call humanity. I've seen insanity explored, lived out, and put in acceptable packages to the ones that executes it and sells it. And I keep on seeing it on my own inside. And I carry it as a knowledge that this goes on, all around me, all around us, all the time, everywhere. It is in this quiet acceptance that we as society have agreed upon to not see this always ongoing insanity, to not look at it, not to talk about it, to pretend it's not there. This is what at times makes me desperately alone, which is part of my particular kind of suffering, to be the one that knows all about this intimately. Luckily, I'm also blessed, not by God, but by chance, with an ability to see the beauty in the small and quiet everyday events that goes on around me, as well as the intense and deeply personal meetings that sometimes occur. When people put their masks aside for a moment and just are, which does not happen very often. Or in meetings with other beings that know how to meet without expectations, pretense, masks, or agendas. That is my particular kind of giftedness. That is how I manage to not only survive but also live. That and a huge dose of stubbornness. And a sense of humor that has developed from living in this absurd world. Do I still wish to go insane? Yes, at times. And the pain of knowing about this duality of reality makes me feel how much I do not want to know, how much I want to forget. And my plea goes into, please my eyes unsee, please my ears unhear, please my body become untouched and unpenetrated. Please my mind unknow, please my surroundings keep me safe and unharmed. But that is not how it works. I will never be granted insanity because the whole of me does not want it. So then I'm left with the choice of acceptance. Today is the day that I cry. I do not want to accept this morbid duality of life. I know that if I can, I will find ways to move forward to contribute to change. Maybe not big ones, but still. Without the acceptance of my particular suffering of living, with one leg in the world of insanity, and with eyes that cannot unsee, ears that cannot unhear, a mind that cannot unknow, and a body that cannot become untouched by insanity, I will stay stuck in limbo, in the limbo of aloneness and unbelonging. Today, the universe granted me validation in my grief, and I went out into the heavy rains, listened to the thunders, and I let myself cry my heart out. Another day, I will keep on moving forward again. Today, I acknowledge this heaviness of knowing and my inability to go insane and forget. To be undissociated has its price. These two texts are part of this book, and there are many more in it, and you will see a progress through the book. These are just texts in the beginning of it. And also they are written a couple of years ago. I have moved even further ahead, I think, in my healing, in my holy. But what remains is this deep, deep need to share, to educate, to point to things that trauma recovery and trauma treatments aren't offering yet, but also to collect more information and knowledge myself so I can help others, which is why I'm training to become a psychotherapist. Yeah, I will keep on recording these parts of my books and share them because I hope it will, maybe some of you will buy it and read them and help me spread more knowledge and help me destigmatize being a survivor of sexual abuse, destigmatize dissociation, destigmatize other kind of consequences from sexual trauma, early childhood trauma, neglect, and so on. So, yeah, you will hear me from me. Thank you for listening.